Okay guys, so today we are going to be talking about the Barbell Skull Crusher. We're going to go through all my little tricks and tips in order to get the most bang for your buck out of this exercise. So let's dive straight in. How we want to set this exercise up is exactly the way we would with a dumbbell bench press or a barbell bench press, and that is we want to pull our shoulder blades back and down. The reason why we want to do that is create stability through the scapula. So why is that? Well, with our triceps, we know that it goes over two joints. We know that, or one of the long head of the tricep goes over two joints and actually inserts up into the back, up onto the back of the scapula, right? We also know that the other two heads of the scapula are what we call elbow extensors, or so is the third head as well, but that also comes up into here and helps, if you've ever done a dumbbell pullover, helps with that movement there. So, knowing that it goes over two joints, we need to know, okay, so what happens, what factors are at play with a muscle that goes over two joints? Well, if we create a fist like so, we can see that we have muscles that go over two joints, but only one joint is at play. And we know that muscles that go over two joints will only contract the most, or get the biggest contraction from one of the two. It cannot contract 100% from both points. So the reason why I refer to the fist is this. We can create a nice tight fist like so, but if I was to bend my bend my wrist like this and try and create that same tight fist, it just can't happen. So why this is important to us is we want to create shoulder stability because we know that the muscle comes up and into, or our tricep comes up and onto our scapula. We also know that whenever it comes to movement, that the least stable bone will always move to the most stable bone, okay? So we want to create as much stability through our humerus and our scapula in order to move our radius and ulna closer, well, probably it's not closer at all, closer to the midline of the body. Obviously, this would be closer to that muscle, but we want to be able to extend the radius and the ulna. So let's put all of this into practice. Let's set up just like a bench press would and a dumbbell press. So we're going to pull our shoulder blades back and down towards our backside. We're going to put our feet underneath our backside and pushing down with the heels. We're going to create nice stability through our lats by pulling them down, and stability through our scapula. From this point on, we're going to pick the barbell up. Now, here what I want you to try and do, or there are a few things at play when it comes to this. The first point is what I like to refer to as cowabunga hands. I'm sure there's probably a better way to describe this, but this is what I want you to do with your hands, and I want you to think cowabunga man by pushing up with your thumb and down with your pinkies. And what this does is it starts to roll. There's a whole chain effect, but firstly it'll give you a better grip of the bar, but secondly it'll also bring your elbows closer to the midline. And the reason why we want to bring it closer to the midline is now about what we call line of pull. Now if I'm going up and down like this, you can see that my elbow joint is working just like a door hinge and it's going straight up and down. But if we start to flare out like so, or in like so, we can cause elbow issues. Now see, although that was for probably a bicep curl, it's the exact same process when it comes to our elbow extension. So we want to bring these elbows into our midline. Too often do you see around the gym guys pumping them out like this and they're like, yeah bro, I'm huge. But the fact of the matter is that they're not executing the lift, and in time they're probably going to develop some form of elbow injury in here or in here, or on the external factors there. So let's go back into this. Go into our setup again. Shoulder blades back and down. We're going to set ourselves up nice and tight. I'm going to pull this bar apart. Now with my hands, I'm going to push my thumb up and my pinky down to create external, not external, internal rotation of my elbow. So from this position to here, we're going to keep that. And the reason why I want to do that is the nice straight line of pull up and down. Now there is one more factor that we want to have, and that, or we want to put in play, and that is when I come up from this position here, there's really there's really no tension through my triceps, which is why I'm able to go like this and still have the bar in my hand, right? I don't need to be too switched on through my tri. So we're going to put ourselves in a disadvantage, or a more advantaged position for muscle gain, but a disadvantage when it comes to the ability to hold this weight, and that is we're going to slightly tilt this bar from over our chest to now over our forehead, okay? And when we do this, we engage both our triceps and a little bit of lats, obviously, because our lats are going to be pulling down. But from this position, it's under constant tension. So everything we do now is under tension, and we're going to get the most bang for our buck. Okay? Also, I don't want you to think about taking this bar up. I want you to think about taking this bar out. So when we come up, we're going to push that bar out. Remember, our humerus is going to be stable, so we're pulling back and down the shoulder blades, and we're pushing out like so. So 1, 2, elbows are coming into the midline, cowbunga hands, and we're just pumping them out like so until we can't do any more. Team squat, that is how I want you to execute your tricep skull crusher, and make sure that we keep our elbows driving into the midline of our body and not flaring out, especially when we start to get fatigued and exhausted. Make sure we're pulling our scapula back and down, keeping that arch up, and make sure we just keep chasing those gains. I hope you liked it. There you go.